Perfect. Okay, cool. Well, so for those who do not know me, my name is Brianna. I am the marketing manager for America's SBDC Iowa. And today I'm just going to do a brief overview on some digital marketing, online marketing tips. I'll cover just a couple things on social media, and then we'll get into the portable photo studio training. So I will show off the photo box and talk about that a little bit. So thank you guys so much for having me, and we'll just get started. So first, why is digital marketing important? So digital marketing is important for a variety of reasons, especially now since the pandemic hit. People are realizing how crucial digital marketing has become and online e-commerce and things like that. Just a few basic reasons why are affordability. So there are so many different platforms you can use and free tools that make digital marketing more affordable versus some other advertising mediums. It saves time. It's a lot quicker to put up digital marketing pieces than it might be to do a TV spot or radio or things like that. It's easier to engage your audience and your target market, and there tends to be higher conversions with digital marketing. Some examples of the types of digital marketing, some of you may have heard of all of these or a few of them. But retargeting, social media marketing, mobile marketing, content marketing, websites, email marketing, and then search engine optimization or SEO. One I am going to touch on today for just briefly and some different platforms is social media marketing. That is I think one of the most important forms of digital marketing and probably the most widely used, especially for those who are not, really well versed in SEO and retargeting and those items. And also with your social media marketing, you can tie that easily into your e-commerce platforms and stores like that, which we will touch on later as well. So I decided that, social media was the best one to kind of touch on today for you guys. So social media. When you hear that word, these are just maybe a few platforms that you think of. Facebook, obviously, being the most popular. Then we have Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Google. It's really important before you get started in social media, or even once you've decided to make that leap into using that as your more front runner in your digital marketing process, you kind of want to understand what exactly they're looking for and why they want you to use their platform. Well, obviously they want to make money. That's a big one. And how do they do that? Through ad revenue. So Facebook's a good one. We'll touch into that later, but they provide a lot of tools for you to increase engagement with your target audience. And if your engagement is increased, then obviously you're going to use the platform more, and then you're going to want to do more ad buys, things like that, and then they get money that way. So it's just kind of important to know that the main goal for you and for Facebook is they want you to be as engaged as possible and have your audience as engaged with your platforms as well. And all social media platforms are the same way. The more engaged and more you use their platform, the more money that they get out of it. And also the algorithm and data that they obtain from you using the platform, from you creating those target audiences, and then people reacting to your posts and buys gives them data and things like that. So they all they want to help you so that you help them in the end game. So I'm going to touch on just 3 of them. So Facebook, for me, I believe that Facebook is probably one of the most important social media pages to have. That's still so commonly used right now, even though there are these other platforms like Instagram and Twitter and things like that. Facebook's the main one. So the benefits of having that Facebook page are being able to build an active and increased engaged audience for your business. So when people Google you, one of the first things they're going to look for is that Facebook page. And then they're going to take a look at your page and see if you're engaging with your audience. Do you post a lot? Things like that, because that's important to a consumer now that you do have that piece. Some other benefits of having that Facebook page is obviously the increased brand awareness. So people sharing that page, things like that. It's just increasing your exposure to your target audience. It's affordable. You really don't have to put too much money towards a ad buy with that. By boosting a post, you can put like $5 towards something and get quite a big increase from that. You're also accessing access to existing or potential customers. So you are through Facebook, you're going to reach maybe some target audience that you normally would not, just by people sharing or liking your page that normally might not see an ad that you place on TV or things like that. It does increase your exposure that way. You're able to interact directly with customers through messaging on your posts, contesting, things like that. It's a lot easier to do that through Facebook than it is on other digital marketing platforms. You are able to get that audience location, those demographics through Facebook analytics, which is a big bonus. Every time you put an ad out there, you can get that back and see who's looking at your page, who's interacting with your ads, things like that. And then there's also the organic reach. So people just sharing and then along with the paid advertising. So you can get both through Facebook. You don't have to just do paid ads to get that interaction. You can also get it through just organic reach. Instagram. So this one is, the reason I like Facebook so much is because it really applies to all businesses versus Instagram can be a little bit, some businesses might utilize it more than others. Because it is such a highly visual centered platform. When you think of Instagram, you think of photos. So you look at businesses that want to sell. So this is like perfect for retail business here. Let me say that. So anyone that wants to show or advertise a specific product versus a service, Instagram is a great platform for them to use. And it's all free. So Facebook and Instagram do have an integration right now where if you put money towards a Facebook ad, you can also allocate so much money to Instagram, which is nice. It makes it really Instagram very affordable. You don't really have to put a ton of money towards an ad on Instagram for you to get a lot of reach that way. So that's pretty nice. You can, like it lists below, you can display your business info, engage with an audience, real-time metrics, which will drive your sales, things like that, which are all free pieces with Instagram. So it is a really affordable and increasingly popular social media tool right now, but it might not be the best platform for all businesses. But for retail, it has been pretty effective, and you can tie it into your Facebook page. But like all social media, the more you engage with an audience, the more you're going to get out of it. So by using hashtags and things like that, commenting on your posts, creating those stories, very important when it comes to Instagram as well. Okay, so Google My Business. Every business should have a Google My Business page. That's extremely important because that's the first contact when someone Googles your business, other than social media, they're looking at your business page. They're looking at customer reviews on your Google page. It links to your website. You can book services through your Google My Business page, even offer specials to your customers and get analytics. And also by having a Google page, you're going to show up on Google Maps a lot easier than if you had no information out there. So it's extremely important that you're using this Google My Business. It's a free tool too. So every page should have that. It's just up to you to make sure that you're updating it with your correct hours, all your contact information, using this to send to customers that have visited your establishment, making sure they review you, things like that, because people do check that immediately once they search you online. So, because when you Google a business, on the right side, the first thing that you see is that Google page. So making sure that you're updating that and taking advantage of this tool that Google provides is so important. I would challenge anyone that doesn't have this set up right now to do that because it is so very important to get that engagement and that target audience. So the big takeaways from social media is basically engage with your audience. The more you engage with your audience, the more that you're going to get out of these social media platforms. If you create a page and just kind of sit on it, you're not really going to get anything out of it. You won't get likes. You're not going to get that exposure. So make sure you're utilizing that engagement with your audience, whether you're creating videos, running a contest, just commenting on people that respond to your post, and creating that conversation, answering your messages, things like that. Just making sure that you're always staying engaged with your audience is just going to instill goodwill with them, who are then refer you to other people within their circle, and also be willing to share your page and things like that. So the top one is definitely engage with your audience. Making sure that your posts are changing up. So do videos, stories, go live, things like that. Don't stick to just the same piece over and over again. Change it up, experiment. Social media is perfect for experimenting with different types of marketing. So maybe one day try a video, see how that goes, see the interaction with that, go live one day. And if it doesn't work, that's fine. You start over and you do something else. But there's really no risk there. Social media is just such a great platform for trying that different experimenting versus a TV ad. If it doesn't run, then you're out quite a bit of money. Here through social media, you can try those with little risk. Facebook Marketplace, I didn't really touch on that today, but that's another tool you can utilize for those retail businesses that they offer. So that's a good place to definitely check out. Direct Messenger, another way you can reach your clients and be available to them. Facebook groups is another piece. And then, like I said earlier, test multiple techniques. Being consistent is another big takeaway with social media. Just making sure that you are constantly consistent with your branding, your content, your voice, etc. But you're still able to test that out, but make sure that the message that you're sending out on these social media platforms is the same throughout. So you're not getting people confused about what exactly you're selling, what kind of message you're putting out there, things like that. I didn't touch on this one, but Canva is another really great online tool to utilize for design purposes. If you're looking for some free design tools. And then Insights, that's just the analytical tools through Facebook. And then there's also that paid reach and ads. When you get to that point, after you're done utilizing all the free tools that these social media platforms have to offer. So basically, moral of the story, human content leads to human responses. So the more you put out there and respond to your target audience, the more that you show you're the face of the company, of your business, humanize yourself, just the better return that you're going to get, because people want to purchase from someone they feel like they know versus this cold, just, nothingness. So making sure that the content that you're putting out there that people feel like they can relate to and things like that is really important with these social media platforms. So just something to think about when you are creating that content and when you do use these platforms to definitely make them more humanized, personable, things like that. So now that we have touched on social media, I kind of whipped through that. So let me know if you have any questions. I did want to kind of start talking about the photo studio, which is what we're all very excited about. So the Iowa SBDC has created an initiative where we are going to every community in Iowa and dropping off these photo boxes, which you can see in the upper left-hand corner. These are portable photo studios that expand, and then retailers can take product photos inside of them. So the Cherokee Chamber and Economic Development, correct, Todd, both have a photo box currently.
There are 3 in Cherokee. One is at Bill's office. One is at the library. And actually there's 4, I guess. There's one up at Western Iowa Tech, and then the extension office has one. So if one is in use, there's actually 4 in town that you can get access to.
Awesome. So a lot of opportunities so after we talk about today, some tips and things like that, there are a lot of opportunities for you to be able to borrow one of these photo boxes and use them for your own photos and things like that. So first off, I do want to talk about how important product photography is. When you are posting your product photos on your e-commerce website, it is extremely important that the product photos that you're putting out there are good quality. You want to make sure that is the, first impression that someone is going to get for your product. So you don't want to put something out there that's just kind of this blah photo, because why would that make someone want to buy your product? So it's so important that you're putting out your best image onto your e-commerce site, so that that is what is going to catch someone's eye and make them more likely to buy your product. As you can see on the right-hand side, I did a little experiment with a very crappy water bottle. I apologize. But as you can see, so the image on the left is just if I were to set down the water bottle on a table, take a quick photo of it and post it online. It's not a great photo. There's a lot of, you can kind of see some reflection in the water bottle. There's all this stuff in the background that can be so distracting. It looks awful. If I saw that, I wouldn't want to buy it. On the right side is that same water bottle in the photo box. It's so much cleaner. There's not all these distractions out there. You can clearly see what the water bottle says. Just ignore the little cracking at the top, but the fact that you can see that so well is pretty clear, which is nice. It just looks so much nicer, and it's so focused on what the product is, how it looks, and it's just a nicer, clear photo to take. And another note, I took these with my cell phone. So I didn't have a professional camera. I didn't, spend all this money trying to take this perfect photo. I just put the water bottle in the photo box, took it with my phone, and posted it up online. So that's just a good example to see of what just some really small changes just by using the photo box, how much better of a product photo and a higher quality photo you can take. And you don't have to spend all this money to take these product photos. It's really just with things that you have at home. So here is a website that we created that details our initiative and also has a training video on how to set up the photo box. And I also created a digital marketing and photo box guide with some tips and tricks on there that you can utilize when you do rent the photo box from any of these places in Cherokee. Also keep in mind that this is a free service we're all offering, so you don't have to pay to borrow it. Just make sure you bring it back. But we are offering that. So let's see if I can actually pull that up for us quick. And let me know. Do you guys still see the PowerPoint, or are you seeing my, okay. Let me share my website then. Okay. So this is the web page for the photo studio. So as you can see, this is what the photo box looks like. So it's a 30 by 30. It's a pretty decent size, and I will see if I can turn my camera to here in a minute and show you guys all what it actually looks like in real life. But here's just a video on how to set it up. And then here's a digital version of that photo studio and marketing guide that I talked about. So there are that digital marketing information that I put in my slide. Most of that's in there, things like that, just for you to kind of help you get started. Eventually on this website, we will have a map where you can go and check out where exactly a photo box is located in your county. So just kind of keeping an eye on that. That will be down in here as well. So it's just a really cool initiative that we're doing, and we want you guys to be able to take advantage and be able to post those high quality photos and things like that, so that you are increasing those sales and that exposure with your products, because it's so important that you're having those high quality photos. So I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint quick. And then I'm going to see if you guys can actually see the photo box. So I'm going to get it turned on. Maybe it'd be easier if I stop sharing quick. And then I don't know if you guys can all see that okay. It's so big.
Can you angle it down just a little bit? There you go. Maybe elevate up.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can pull it back just a little bit too. Oh my gosh, the surface only goes up so high. It's not being very friendly. That's not very helpful, is it? You can't really see it too well.
If you move it forward, because actually it's in the bottom half of the picture.
See if I can lift it up a bit. I think I may have made it a little bit worse. Yep, I made it worse.
Now it's not in the picture at all. There you go. It's still in the bottom half.
Yeah. Well,
You can see it. I mean,
Yeah.
not very helpful. You can at least kind
Yeah,
of
there you go.
see if I can even. I don't know if that helps at all. A bit. Okay, so as you can kind of see relative to me, I don't know if you can hear me very well. It's a pretty large box. So, which is nice for, it gives us opportunity for a lot of different size photo products in here. There's a lot of flexibility for what you can actually put in this box. So you can kind of see it's just one cord, it's all built in. So there is no extra pieces, things like that. It's just the cord comes out on top. You pop the photo box open and you're able to use it. There is this white background in here that stays in, but you can use different colored fabrics and things like that. You can also put that in the box if you do want to change the backgrounds, things like that. I've had people just use the box for the light. So they will set up a product if they have a really cool background that they want to use, and then they will shine this light onto the product and still utilize the box that way. There are different ways you can take photos, so you don't have to just take it straight on like this. This also comes down and you can utilize any of these pieces and angles. And there is a top spot as well, so you can take an aerial view, which is really nice. So when the photo box is done being used, this just goes up and you pull this back piece out and it just collapses. So it's really easy and portable to use. So you're not having to take all these pieces down or things like that, and you can just carry it away. I did kind of want to show, I'm just gonna throw my water bottle in there really quick. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it very well, but I do want to kind of give a little bit of perspective for how much space you have to work with the photo box. So you really are able to utilize this, whether it's putting different products in there, staging it a bit. You do have that flexibility where you don't have to just take a full-on only photo of your product if you did want to stage it, just for different options too. So it's just nice to have this to work with, because you are getting that good lighting. You're not getting those distractions that might be in your shop, or having to worry about where you're going to find a spot, you know, that you have to clear off to take these product photos, things like that. It's so nice that here's your space and this is what you have to work with. So very cool. So that's what the photo box looks like. And like we said, there are about 4 in Cherokee available. So definitely make sure you're utilizing that free tool that we have to offer, because it is so helpful. So that's the photo box there. I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen. Okay, So as you can see, so on the left-hand side, those were just a couple businesses that utilized the photo box when we went out in the fall. It's kind of hard to see, but at the bottom one, you can kind of see that they used it's like almost like a cake stand, and then they put some of their products on top of that. So that's just a good example of some ways that you can stage your products that doesn't have to be just the product in there by itself. So it's just a really, really neat tool that you have to utilize. So definitely make sure you're reaching out to those places in Cherokee and using the photo box and things like that to put those product photos on. I also want to quickly touch on Shop Iowa, if that's all right. You guys, so Ida County is the last county that Shop Iowa is not in. So I did want to do a little plug there today because if I just get one business online today, Shop Iowa will be in all 99 counties in Iowa. So like I said, Ida is just the last one we need. So, and because we're talking about online sales and e-commerce today, and the photo box, it all kind of ties into this really cool free tool that businesses can use. So for those who don't know, I'm sure everyone's probably heard about Shop Iowa by now, but it is a free e-commerce platform that small business in Iowa can take advantage of that was created by a company called Shop Where I Live out of Cedar Rapids and Iowa Economic Development Authority. They wanted businesses to be able to, during the pandemic, have a place where they could sell their products online. So what businesses can do is they can register for free and you can go on and sell up to 50, it's now 50 products online at Shop Iowa for free. So they will then, with your help, advertise this platform. So if you never have had a website or you're new to all this is a great way for you to get on, try and sell just like 5 products and see how it goes, get your feet wet with being online. And there's really no risk to you except your time. You're not spending a ton of money trying to make this huge website, hoping that it'll work. You have this free platform already being marketed and also being pushed out there to help other small businesses. So it's a really, really great tool right now to take advantage of. So you could use the photo box, take some really good photos, and then get on shopiowa.com and try and sell those products. So it all kind of ties in together and also advertise them on social media. So I just had to do a big push to Shop Iowa because it is such a good platform right now. So many businesses are online using the platform, seeing results, even just using it as a marketing tool for their business as just more exposure. If you wanted to get on Shop Iowa, put just a couple products on there and then use the exposure that the site is already receiving and also for you to use as an advertising tool, that's okay too, because it's just another free promotional piece that you can use that you're not having to shell out a ton of money for. So Shop Iowa has definitely multiple uses for you to take advantage of. So I'm gonna that's not gonna, see if it'll let me go to the website so I can kind of show you guys what that looks like. There we go. Okay. So for those of you who have not seen this before, this is Shop Iowa. So this is kind of what the homepage looks like. So as you can see, it's just all these different small business products. For Father's Day, these are just some examples of things that they picked out to showcase from different businesses for summer fun, things like that. You have the option to search by category and also by city. So if you go to, so people can find your business by just searching through your zip code. So you are able to find it that way. You can even look for businesses. They can search you through that way. So there's just so many ways for people to find you who might not normally be, venturing to Cherokee. Well, now they're having access to your products remotely too. So it's a really big win for small businesses who have been trying to get out of just their local market. Here's an opportunity for you to get exposure throughout the whole state of Iowa now, and also throughout the country too. There are people from, like Pennsylvania, other places that are looking at these sites and purchasing items from these businesses. So, which is, I think is pretty cool. It's really easy to register. They'd even have an on sale item if you ever wanted to do that. They have a whole page dedicated to just sale items. So that's more exposure that way. So it's just a really, really great tool right now that is being pushed out to utilize to get your business online. Even if you have another website, just putting a couple of products on here, seeing how it goes, will help with your exposure. So it's really not a huge big commitment for you to make or things like that. So, and it's just another way to use the photo box. So yeah, so that's a little bit about Shop Iowa. If you guys have any questions of that, please feel free to reach out to me as well. I have been helping businesses get registered on the site, getting them approved, and also getting products up. And I'd be more than happy to share that as well. So that's a little bit about Shop Iowa. I'm going to go back to my presentation. Too many screens that I have. At the end of the day, though, the best form of marketing is you. So as a small business owner, you know that the biggest piece of marketing is going to be you. You are the face of the company. You are what people want to purchase from. The best piece of marketing will always be you as the business owner. So just keeping that in mind with everything that you do. Anything you push out on social media, any digital marketing that you do, even on your e-commerce stores, making sure that the message that you're putting out there, the things that like that are reflecting you and who you are and what you want your business to stand for. So I just think that's a really important piece to always remember, that anything that you do and you put your time and effort into is reflecting who you are and what you want people to get from your business. Even when you sell online, and they're not coming into your store and you're not getting that face-to-face interaction, still know that they are getting, there's different ways for them to still get that from you, even if you're not face-to-face. And it's so important in your messaging to make sure that you're still portraying that and giving them that customer service that you would normally give them if they were to set foot physically in your store. So I just always think, keep that in mind, that you are the one marketing your business. They're wanting to buy from you and who you are, not just based on your product. So just a little last piece I wanted to throw out there. So I will now open the floor for questions, if anyone has any. And I will also put my contact information in the chat as well, if you guys have any further questions and things like that that you might have for me regarding Shop Iowa, social media marketing, or even the photo box too, if you have questions on any of that.
Maybe they can type their questions into the chat.
Yep. Feel free to type it into the chat.
I don't know, can they talk? Can we hear them? They talk?
I think we can't allow people to talk. So if you would like to ask your question by talking, please feel free. I can allow you to do that as well. So I know I covered quite a bit of information, but I'm more than happy to answer any of that.
I would like to share something about the photo box.
Yes, please do.
I have a coworker who does a lot of handmade stuff, and she was looking to borrow it, and so I brought it in, and she goes, "Well, show me how to set it up." And I was being a klutz. We were doing it on a chair, actually, an armchair, and it took like a minute max, even though we had screwed it up like twice. So I think 30 seconds, you can pop that thing up and have it ready to go. It's very, very fast.
Yes, exactly. So I didn't pull it up right now because I didn't want you guys to all see me try and do that. But it's a little hard and pregnant. But it is so, I mean, it's really, like Todd said, so easy. It's just pulling it up basically and then putting the background down. So yeah, I mean, for what you get out of it, I would definitely agree that it is a very easy product to use for as much as you can get out of it. So when we were out in the fall for our Iowa SBDC mobile, the photo box was definitely the most popular thing that we brought out there. Not our marketing or accounting, it was the photo box. Every business wanted to use that and take photos in it. So if that tells you anything, that it is definitely a widely sought after tool. So we're very excited that we can get that to every community. Yeah. If anyone has anything to ask. Well, yeah. Well, if no one has any questions, like I said, my contact information is in the chat. And we'll also, like Bill said, we'll save this link, this recording, so that we can make sure we're pushing that out. And also, if you guys have any more information or need any more information on the photo box, things like that, I'll also put that in the chat too really quick. So you have that website. It's just iowasbdc.org/photobox. And then Todd also put his information there as well if you have any small business questions or requests and things like that. Bill, I don't know if you have any parting words as well before we get off.
He just had to step out. He had a call. So he just wanted to say thank you so much for doing it.
Oh yeah, of course. And thank you guys so much for having me. If I can ever talk about, digital marketing, I'm all about it. So definitely glad to be here. But yeah, if you guys need anything, just please feel free to reach out, and I appreciate you having me today. And thank you, Todd, for wanting to utilize me. So awesome. Well, thanks everyone so much, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.